Nolan, I don't know why you're not an MVP candidate, but I think Nolan will be. Does it bother you guys when you put up the numbers you do that people around the country will say, yeah, but they do play in Colorado?
It does. And it's hard for me to come back and defend that. But I'll try. Here we go. Colorado is a very offensive park, but mostly I believe it's in terms of batting average. It's a really big outfield. The outfielders are further apart. The infield's relatively fast. There's some ground ball hits to be had. But there are lots of parks like that in the big leagues that have even smaller fences, so it's not the easiest place to hit home runs. Our gaps are 390. It's not like
well, they do that, though, because of the thin air out there and because the balls do fly. So they made it a bigger outfield. And there's no question the ball flies. But, watching, the Astros and where they play, I mean, that outfield fence looks like a Little League fence, especially when Aaron Judge is running into it.
Right. I think statistically, Houston is better for home runs than Coors Field is. But there's a lot of other factors that make it difficult to play at elevation. You have less oxygen in the air. You're recovering about 10% worse than everybody in the league, which over the course of a 6-month season is going to wear you down. It's more difficult to play at that atmosphere and then go on the road and play at sea level. Like balls do things that are just a little bit different.
Yeah, I would also say that you also played in the toughest division in baseball because 3 of your teams made it to the playoffs. You guys and obviously the Diamondbacks were in the wild card, and then you're playing in the division with the Dodgers.
Right.
Who get off to this start that was just unbelievable. Did you guys, so when you're playing, and I'm sure you're watching the scoreboards as you're going on, could you believe what the Dodgers were doing the first 2 months of the season?
Baseball is kind of like basketball. It's a game of runs. Like teams can get hot. They can go for 2 weeks, not lose a game, and then turn around and go the other direction. So when another team is making hay like that and playing really well, you kind of just need to sit back, relax, not worry about it. Know that pace isn't sustainable. And sure enough, they backed off and had a rough spot there, and it kind of let everybody realize that this team isn't going to win 130 games.
Plus, it's not invincible, that they can be beat.
Exactly.
Now, Clayton Kershaw was missing for about, 6 weeks or 8 weeks?
He probably missed 6 weeks, I would say.
About 6 weeks.
Maybe more.
And I think this is a big moment for him. Let's face it. Because there was a lot of failure that was associated with him when it came to the playoffs and everything else. And now tonight, and he's been saying, look, this is what you live for. This is the moment that you need to show up and have your game. Whether you're Roger Clemens or Kurt Schilling or Randy Johnson, all those guys had their moments.